Dogged you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you from?
Mike, from Nebraska.
Mike from Nebraska. Who dogged you, or did you dog somebody?
She dogged me, my ex.
Your ex. Tell me about it.
So they want a good man. They want to have a wedding. They want to have all the bells and whistles. Just to go step out on a good guy. A good guy like myself. Man, I was in a marriage for like 8 years.
So it's personal. It's personal.
Yeah. It's personal tonight. It's personal tonight.
What happened? You got married, and I'm assuming that she cheated on you.
Yeah, I got married. I was married for 8 years, and everything was good in the beginning. All of us, the cameras, lights, camera action, cakes, and all that. And, I had a genuine love for her. It was real. It was real love. I'm a good guy, and and always the old saying is, "Good guys finish last." So married 8 years, and everybody got situations in their life and in their marriage or whatnot. And around the 6th, 7th year, things started to get a little shaky. And
so you had 6 to 7 years of a great marriage.
No, I want to say 6, 7 years great marriage. We doing typical something to do. We argue, we disagree, we come to agreement. The ups and downs and the highs and the lows.
So when you say 6 to 7 years, we're talking without infidelities.
Yeah, without infidelity. 6, 7 years without infidelity.
Okay, that you know of.
Yes, to my knowledge.
Okay.
I know, I can, yeah, so, and you got me, you got the good guy, I'm being good, and, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm working, that's what the woman, quote unquote, that's what the black woman wants. She wants the guy that works, be good to her, open the doors, and pump gas, and get the groceries, and buy.
But what woman wouldn't want that, black or not? What woman wants a man that isn't stable?
That's not. I don't think that's true, especially in the day and time we live in.
You think there are women that want a man that isn't stable? Are they settling? There are women that settle, but let's get this straight. No woman says that is what she wants. There are women that settle because they don't know their own worth or their loss. They're not really sure where they're at in life. But you don't want a woman that isn't stable. That doesn't make you wrong.
It doesn't make me wrong, but the woman wants something that she's not even giving herself. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the problem. That's where I see the problem. The women, women, and not just black women in general, but I see predominantly in the black community with the black African American women is gimme. And it's like a guy like me that's in my situation, that's how my marriage came to head. I saw a lot of stuff that wasn't done from my end of the angle. That's how I see it.
So you provided stability. All these things that she wanted from you, you were providing.
I was providing. If a woman got the checklist, do this. I want a man to do this. I met all those requirements, and then a little extra.
Let's get to the part where she cheated. How did you find out she cheated?
First time I saw it was, the vibe was different. I go in for a kiss or something, or I want a hug or something. It just seemed a little off. Usually it wasn't the problem. Now it's like, I'm not really affectionate like that. I really don't have to do the public affection and holding the hands and I don't like roses and flowers. I don't like that. But in the beginning it wasn't a problem. It was nice. And, she liked it. But then, on down the line in the marriage, everything kind of took a turn of events. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, first time it happened, it devastated me. I was shocked. Because I'm like, man, wait, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. So what made you want to cheat? I thought it was for better or worse, for rich or poor.
So how did you find out she cheated? Paint that day. Paint a story of that day. You come home, you catch her. How did you found some text messages?
I saw that she was on her phone a little bit more often than normal. And I see her going to different places, or she always going to the store. She always had to buy something from the store. And when she come back grocery shopping, it wasn't enough groceries that equated to the time frame.
Okay, not enough top ramen noodles. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a flag. Usually come in with 10 or 12 bags of groceries. Coming in with 2 bags of groceries. That don't, and you gone 2-3 hours. That don't add up, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? That don't add up.
So you confront her?
Yeah, I asked. I said, "Hey, man, you know, the first time it was like 30-40 minutes. You know, I'm like, close to an hour, okay." But then I was like, "Hey, I'm home." You know, she going, "Oh, the store was getting late. I had to grab something real quick. On my way from school." So she was in school at the time, but there was a lot of stuff that didn't add up. So I saw a change in time. Every time it was getting later and later at night. So that's when I started to like catch on. It was something else going on. And eventually, one day, you know, she was just gone a whole day. And so she came home late that night, and I'm like, "Hey, where you been at?" You know, I ain't checking on you, but hey, I'm checking on you. What's up? And you know, she came in looking sad. You know. And I'm like, "You need to tell me. You got something you need to tell me?" And she told me, you know, yeah, I was out with my ex, and we had sex, and we did this. And I'm like, "What?"
So she just came out and told you this. And there weren't any big events that led up to her infidelity. You guys weren't arguing every night. Was she complaining that you were not home enough for her? Were there any complaints leading up to this? There was something either you missed or you did that made her comfortable with this behavior.
So you're right. That's what I'm saying. Why do women get married just to cheat?
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying women get married to cheat. I don't agree with that at all. I'm asking you, what led up to her cheating? Were there complaints? Was there?
I think from my perspective, from my point of view, I think I allowed her to get too complacent, too comfortable, too relaxed. I wasn't really treating her. I wasn't really putting my foot down like I should have. Like when I saw the early stages of her staying out late, and it kept getting later. So I should have nipped it then in the bud, but I didn't. So I allowed her to have too much freedom to a certain extent where she wasn't even.
So, my thing is, if you feel that you didn't do anything wrong that led to her cheating, I think that many people overlook this, and this is very important. Have you ever cheated on anyone in the past?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we all human though, right? We all human.
No, not all humans cheat. I have never cheated. So no, when people say we're human, I think that is a cop out. Okay, you cheated, and some years gone by, and then you were hit with a karma situation, and this happens. And I'm glad that you were so courageous to tell the truth, because a lot of people will shy away from it, but they think that they can do dirt in the year 2000, and then in 2019, they get hit with something and they go, I didn't do anything to her. No, you didn't do anything to her, but you did something to another woman in 2000. So karma catches up with everyone, and it will follow you, and it will happen when you least expect it. So did you ever think that maybe she cheated on me, but I did some dirt years before to somebody else, and this is my karma? Did that ever occur to you?
No, I mean at the moment I was mad, I was heated, upset. I had a whole lot of stuff going on. So at the moment, no. But later on when they, when things died down, and it kind of, came to my mind, that's what happened. But that I still don't see it as me being the problem. It's more so, what's the other party motive? What's the other, party motive? What was her motive?
You're wondering why she did it?
I mean, if I'm doing everything right, like I told you, I got the checklist. I'm the gentleman. I'm the gentleman. I'm the husband. I'm everything you supposed to have in that package still. But
let me ask you this: have you ever done something you regretted? Have you ever said this to yourself? Have you ever done anything where you said, "I can't believe I just did that"? Have you ever done that before?
With
anything. It doesn't have to be with cheating. With anything. Have you ever maybe cussed somebody out or snapped on them and said, "Whoa, I can't believe I just did that. I went too far"?
I mean, who hasn't? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. So my point is that maybe you didn't do anything to get her to do that. Maybe she just did it because it was one of those things where she might look back later and go, "I can't believe I did it." But it had to happen, and it was necessary to happen to you because you had karma waiting in the safe. You had karma coming back your way. And it had to happen with somebody that you loved, because that's kind of how karma works. So while you're beating yourself up on as to why she did it, or I didn't do anything so I didn't deserve it, karma, you could just really boil it all down to karma. But did you ask her why she did it?
Yeah, I asked her, and she said, "Oh, yeah, because it seemed like you want to give me enough attention." That was her. That was the excuse. But I disagree with that. I disagree. When I'm giving you all attention, when I'm going to work and I'm coming home, I want to make sure I spend time with you and not work these hours to make sure everything's good in the house, and still spend time and go out with you. That's not good enough. I believe it was something physical. Because, this is my thing. You correct me if I'm wrong. Women, they emotional and they got a physical style. They want to see their man looking good in the mirror all the time, right? And they want to have something emotional. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't understand why. So I still think.
What do you mean they want to have their man looking good? What do you mean?
I mean, you hear the old saying. Everybody hear the old saying. You start off. They say, well, you got the way you come get a person. You got to keep that same way to keep a person. Okay.
Do you think you fell off? Do you think that you started looking?
A little bit. I gained a little weight. I gained a little weight because I got comfortable. I did get a little comfortable, but I'm like, hey, we love each other, and I gained a little weight, and I'm assuming that somebody with maybe smaller, a little smaller than me, or whatever, look a little better, whatever the case may be. Or she just felt to me that I don't know. But I'm just saying, if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing.
There's this thing that goes around on Instagram, and it's a bunch of memes about how women cheat because of a lack of affection, or they're seeking emotion, like an emotional intimacy that they're not getting at home. And men cheat for the physical. I believe in that. I strongly believe in that. So if she conveyed to you she wasn't getting attention or affection, she might have very well stepped out and cheated because somebody else was taking an interest in her. If she felt like your lack of attention towards her, she could have, and we do that. We tend to overthink, like, oh, he must be cheating, or he's not attracted to me anymore because he's not really showing me any attention. I think it had less to do with how you looked physically. Because once a woman loves, once we love, we love. We love your dirty draws. It doesn't matter if you gain 10 or 15 pounds, the love is there. But once you start neglecting us and we feel neglected, then it becomes a problem. But I truly think that this had to happen because you had karma coming to you. I really do believe that. So I think that, as far as going back to your initial case, not all women cheat. They don't get married just to turn around and cheat. That's nobody's goal. There are a lot of men that get married that cheat.
So wait a minute. I don't agree. I mean, that's
You don't agree that there are a lot of married men that cheat? You should see my DM. You should see my DMs, okay? I can tell you right now, there are a lot of married men that cheat, attempt to cheat.
Oh, okay, well, women do the same, right? They flirt with guys in DM too. I saw that too, So it's like both parties do.
Right, and I'm not disagreeing with that. I am a fair juror. What I am telling you is that you can't just put it off on one gender.
So who do I put it on? If the man,
you keep it specific to your case. Not all women are dirty. Not all women are going to cheat on you. But I'll tell you what, you do reap what you sow. So whatever you put out there had to come back to you. And you got to accept it. You got to say, you know what? I was deserving of this. I messed up. I broke somebody's heart or cheated on them before. It had to come back to you. And the good stuff you put out comes back to you. So the bad stuff you put out definitely has to come back as well.
So when the good stuff gonna come back to me, why did my marriage fail? Why? Tell me that.
But you keep saying, why did your marriage fail? But you cheated before.
So you saying that just because I did what I did, I was supposed to have, my ex is supposed to step out on me and do what she's supposed to do.
Yes. You were supposed to get your karma back. You were due for that. Absolutely. Now, whether you could have bounced back or recovered from that cheating would depend on how hard you tried to keep it. Was there counseling? Did you guys have marriage counseling? I know black people, we're not big fans of therapy. We don't like going to it, but did you try? Because that was always an option.
I tried. She didn't want it.
She didn't go?
I had to. No. She said I need to go. You know what I'm saying?
I apologize for laughing, but why did she say you needed to go?
Because she needed to go, and she wanted me to go to make me feel like I'm the bad guy. So
she wanted you both to go, correct?
Huh?
Did she want you both to attend?
No, I wanted both of us to go. I said we both need to go.
But she only wanted you to go.
She said just like this. I said, hey baby, let's go ahead and, let's try to work this out, Oh no, the problem, you need to get some counselors. I'm like, that makes sense. I said, go get them papers, man. Usher told me, go get them papers, man. I couldn't do it no more. You know what I mean? You got this team.
So you gave up. You gave up quick.
No. I gave gave her multiple times, and it happened multiple times.
Did you ask her why she felt you needed to go? Because what I love is hearing a man that says, "I don't know why this happened," or "I'm not sure," or "She never told me." We tell men all the time when we're unhappy. And I notice a lot of men are dismissive when we're vocal about our unhappiness, or you guys are brushing it off, you're watching a game, you're talking to your boys, you don't think it's a big deal until something major actually happens. So are you telling me there were no complaints prior to her cheating? I find that very hard to believe.
My recollection, I can't recall.
You can't recall. And I bet you she can recall every time she brought a complaint to you. "Oh, I told you here. I told you there." Because it's very rare for a woman to cheat or to be unhappy and step out in a relationship or in a marriage without bringing their complaints to their spouse. That is very unusual and very uncommon.
Well, let me ask you a question. If it's about money, what if money is being lacked in the marriage? It's for better or worse, right? You stand before the preacher, man.
Yes.
You tell us.
It is for better or worse. Correct. Right. And I'll tell you right now, if we're talking marriage, that's another subject. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people wouldn't even entertain the thought of getting married if there was not an option for divorce. And when you think about marriage, it is supposed to be a lifetime thing. You're not supposed to entertain divorce when you're getting married. All these prenups and all this stuff, that's crazy to me. Because when you get married, you're not supposed to go in thinking one day I'm going to divorce you. It is a forever thing. So people get married knowing that they can fall back on getting divorced. Less people would get married if we took away the option of getting divorced. So
now, you know what? I agree with you 100%. So that brings me back to what I'm saying. Why do women get married to cheat? Because that gives a woman an option to cheat, right? Right? According to what you just said, they have a way out. Okay, if I get caught cheating, oh well. Right? I go get divorced.
No. There's no woman that says, I'm going to get... Now, if you're asking me, do some women marry for money? Absolutely. Absolutely. But women don't get married. They don't go, I'm going to get married just to go cheat. They can do that while they're single. What would be the point of getting married? I mean, not while they're single, but just in a relationship, not a marriage. They wouldn't need to get married to go cheat. Women don't think I want to get married just to go out and cheat. I don't know any woman that thinks that way. And if a woman is marrying, in the cases where women do marry for money, they're super careful not to cheat. That's going to mess up their bag. They won't get the bag if they cheat.
Okay. Yeah,
These are facts. So if it was a situation to where you feel like, you know, there was some financial stability when you guys first got married, and then that started to lessen, you fell on hard times, which is another reason why a lot of marriages don't work, because of finances. So that is not uncommon. It is not uncommon. But if that happened, and that was the case, okay, I mean, it's just common and it happens and it's unfortunate. But was there not a conversation about finances? Did she not say, I'm unhappy, or we need more money? Was there not a conversation about that?
It was a few, we need more money, but when I'm doing the best I can, and it's a team effort, when you're not putting that on the table as a team player, then we have a problem right there.
Right. Then you married someone who just was not loyal to you. She wasn't loyal. She might have married you only for the financial stability. And yes, but this is the thing, okay? Here's my thing. I still believe it had to happen to you. Because when we do wrong, it comes back to us. And I'm not trying to put this all off on you, because I'm going to tell you right now. Has she moved on? Is she in a relationship?
Yeah, she in a relationship. And the first relationship she had after marriage, it failed. And this one, it looks like it don't look.
And you know why? You know why it failed? Because of what she did to you. That's how karma works, though. That's how it works. You don't, sometimes people think they've gotten away with a lot of things because their karma hasn't come back yet. But that's just because they haven't been paired up with someone who can deliver their karma in the way that they delivered their seeds. Okay, they say you reap what you sow. So if you had met this woman and you didn't fall in love with her, right? You didn't fall in love with her. You weren't going to be able to get your karma back. Let's say you met her, but you didn't really have a connection with her, and she cheated on you. You wouldn't have cared. You wouldn't have felt nothing. You would have been like, I'm not tripping off that, you know what I'm saying? That so-and-so, I'm not tripping off her. You wouldn't have got your karma back with anybody other than someone that you really love. Because that's how karma works. It's something that you have to feel so that you can understand. It's supposed to be, karma is supposed to be where we learn. It's supposed to be like a lesson, a consequence. So moving forward, I did this and this came back to me. I'll pay for bad things that I put out into the universe. If you didn't love her, you would have never. Because eventually it hit you that you had did some stuff to some people in the past, correct? Eventually you knew that you felt like it was your karma, right?
Yeah, I mean, so all the other guys out there, the good guys, that's how I'm just saying, all the other good guys out here that do X, Y, and Z as a woman, as still finished last. We live in a day of time. Let me say this. We live in a day of time where social media governs everything. So women flirt all day long. Women flirt at work. Women got women who's married, quote unquote, supposed to be married. They got work husbands. They flirt. They look, right? So.
And you think men don't do it too? There has to be a man available for the cheating.
Right, but who initiated? Who initiated the violence?
How can you say that the women initiate it? How do you know? Men have work wives. How do you know that it's the women initiating it?
I've never heard of it.
You never heard of it because you know who put out the work husband? The men did. You guys put that title out there. That's her work. That's her work husband. Women didn't start saying that we had a work husband. That's a label that you guys put out there. You never had a woman that you flirted with at work?
No. It's just a high and back. That's it. No, I might say how you doing or something. It wasn't nothing serious.
Men are the kings of saying, "Oh, look at her." Soon as you get a new employee that's bad, you guys are on the hunt. And you're laughing because you know I'm telling the truth. So all this work husband stuff is crap to me. But as far as the good men finishing last, I'll tell you what. A lot of women love a challenge. And it is hard to be in a relationship with a yes man. And a lot of nice men are yes men. We don't want a yes man. If we wanted that, we would be gay. We would be with another woman who's, very gentle and sentimental. It's hard to get a lion attitude out of a nice guy. The The nice men are, oh, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, no, you pick. Well, I'm not going to drive off until you pick. We don't want that. A lot of times we want a man that's going to take control and dominate. And nice men tend to not dominate. They tend to let you do whatever is pleasing to you. And that's why when a female rejects a nice guy, you'll end up seeing her with a man that's somewhat of a a-hole. But it's not that she likes an a-hole. It's that she likes the fact that he is challenging. She can't run him.
Oh, so what you saying is being too good, right? But wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Not being too good. Not being too good. Being too nice. We don't call him the too good guy. We call him the nice guy.
So okay, I got it now. So that was part of my problem. So that go one of the issues, right? Because I'm always saying, yeah, you can do this, yeah, you can do that. But I ain't realized that till later, right? Oh yeah, you can go out of town with your girls, go on the trip. You can buy X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, there was no challenge presented to her. If that's what you were doing, you didn't present a challenge for her. No woman wants some man that she can order around, where she allows him to do whatever. Now, there are some men that like dominant women. And a lot of times, I'm going to say this and people might disagree, but you'll see white men with strong black women, with women that are very, their personalities are very dominating. You'll see a lot of white men that love black women like that. And it's because they're very submissive. But in general, no woman wants to be with a submissive man. Not the majority. I feel like there are a majority of women that are with dominating men. Future, he has a lot of women, a lot of pretty women, not just because he is rich. That might play into it, but he has this personality that's like F-a-B. And a lot of women think in their heads, it's attractive because what if I can change him? If I can get him to change, that adds more value to me.
Oh, so it's a game.
No, it's not a game. It's not really a game. It's a challenge. Even if we boiled it down to a game, okay? And I don't mean a game like you're getting into something, wanting to play a game where the emotions are not real. But if I gave you Mario Brothers, okay? It's a very old game. And if you used to play video games, you probably mastered that game.
Oh, yeah, I'm the best at Mario.
Okay, so it's not even challenging to you anymore, right? How long are you going to sit there and keep playing Mario Brothers or any game like it? You're going to be like, this is too easy.
Oh, okay, I hear you drop it back.
I need to skip a level, or I need to get to another game where it's more challenging. Oh, this is hard. Damn, I'm trying to beat this level. Women want to be with a man that is challenging. Because why you get bored. It's like having a really intelligent child in the first grade, and they tell you he needs to skip the second and be moved up to the third because he's just passed. She is past this level, this grade level. She's bored in class. She gets it already. She needs to be moved up a grade. Okay? Because what happens when women are in relationships where they're not stimulated, they get bored. A man that is more dominating and telling you no here and there, you're still trying to, what can I do to get him to give me that yes? You're with somebody giving you a yes all the time. That's not fun anymore. It's like, okay, he gives me whatever I want. I can go cheat on him because he's not gonna leave me.
I wonder how many men here there. Hey, look, check it out though. In my former marriage, I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? I was, hey, you can do this. I should have told her, you can't go out. You can't go You can't go out of town with your girlfriend to go on vacation. I just should have said, no, you ain't going.
Sometimes you should have, because the thing is also with us women, when you're always saying we're not really even sure if you even care. And as twisted as it is, until we're arguing, we don't know. We know when you're mad and you're upset, he cares about me because he was going off. This is how we talk. He was going off. Girl, no. Oh, shit. My man won't be okay with that. We love the fact that you make us feel like you're protective over us. That you get a little bit jealous. Because in our minds, that equates to love. If you don't care, we don't know what you'd hear. We're like, oh, he don't even care that I'm doing that? What is he doing? What does he have going on? And I'm a double back. There are a lot of men that are dominating that feel like they have women wrapped up around their fingers. But those are usually the women that are the yes women too. The ones that constantly take a cheating man back. That's another conversation for another day.
Okay.
But in your case, it does sound like you could have been the nice guy. Also, you had a few factors. You were the nice guy. You had karma coming back to you. And it also sounds like she was more interested in the financial aspect of your relationship. It seems like that you were benefiting her from the beginning, and she needed that benefit to keep going. And as soon as that benefit ran out, or she wasn't benefiting from your marriage like she wanted to, then it was just game over.
Huh. I didn't look at it like that. That's a good point. Now I know before I get married again what to do.
Which is
then
what?
Change my mind. Be more aggressive. I think I could have been too passive.
Why did you feel you had to say yes to her all the time? Were you afraid of losing her?
No, I made a little promise to myself. I said, if I ever get married, I'm going to treat her good. Treat her like a queen.
But is treating good? Yes. Yes and no. Because I equate women like children. Okay? And there's a lot of feminists out here and strong-willed women that feel that what I'm getting ready to say is going to be so out of pocket, but I'm going to say it anyways. And then I'm going to touch on why they want to argue with me, because I'm sure they will want to argue this, okay? But a lot of women are like children. When you have a child, can you tell that child yes to everything?
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because they got to know. They got to learn.
They have to learn what, though? What do they have to learn?
They got to learn that they can't get everything they want. They do what they want to do.
But why? Why can't you give a child everything that they want?
Because it'll spoil them.
What happens when they're spoiled, though? I'm trying to get you to think deeper. Think to the root. You have a beautiful daughter, and you're looking at your daughter's eyes, and you love her to death. You want to give your daughter, more than your wife, everything she wants. You never want to tell your daughter no, but you know you have to tell her no. Why?
Because she'll take that for weakness. She'll run over. She'll think I'm weak, run over me.
You're almost there. She won't respect you. She'll lose respect for you. You'll never be able to tell her no, because she won't be able to accept that. There won't be any respect. She'll just cry and get her way. Women like being told no. You need, like children. Children need structure. Do you know how many times I've heard older children, like teenagers or young adolescents, they say, My mom used to let me do whatever. They didn't even care. Do you know how many times I've heard that in my lifetime? It's like, and they don't respect their parents. They want to be told no. They crave that. They crave structure. And like children, women are like that a lot in a relationship. We don't want, although we would love to be able to go and say, babe, can I have this? Babe, can I have that? If all you're doing is giving her everything she wants, she knows that she can use you. You're going to get used. But as soon as you tell her no, she's like, ugh. Okay, what do I have to do? Then the lingerie's coming out. She's working a little bit harder for that yes. And she's respecting you as a man. You're giving her everything, letting her go everywhere. She doesn't have to respect you. You look weak to her. And she knows exactly how to play you.
Okay. So you're saying that if I say no more, she respect me and it'll sustain the relationship. That's what you're saying.
There has to be a balance to it. I'm not saying you say no all the time, but there are things that you could say no to. Or you can question, you're going out of town with your girls? Where to? Who's going? I don't know if I'm comfortable with all that. I want to know when you land. Yeah, that's going to make her feel like, okay, he cares. He's protective of me. If you're just like, yeah, babe, here, and here's $1,000, enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? No. She's like, I'm gonna go on vacations with my girls all the time. He's not even tripping. She felt comfortable in going to the store and being gone for a long time. Where you had to, when she came back, you got to calculate, man, wait a minute. Okay, she only brought back 10 items, but she was gone for an hour and a half, and then she traveled there took this long, and that, you shouldn't even have to be doing that math. You never got on her head the first time she was gone too long. So the second time, she knew he ain't even tripping. Now I can go from being out an hour to 2 hours, and he ain't gonna say nothing. He didn't say anything last time. Yeah, you were way too nice.
So it was my fault then, right?
It's not about it being, I think that you were too nice, but her cheating was on her. That was her. She was trifling and she was foul for that. And her karma came back to her, and she might still have more karma left to her, depending on how many times she's cheated, how wrong she did you. But you did not help the situation by being too nice. You also deserved what happened to you. And I have to be honest with you. From my perspective, you deserved what happened to you. And be happy that you got your karma back. And now moving forward, maybe you can move forward in a way to where you're not reaping more bad things.
Yeah. I see your point. They helped me gain a little more clarification on, why. Kind of changed my whole, outlook on how I came about it when I first asked you initially, or what I stated my case, where I said, why do women get married to cheat? So it makes some sense now.
And they don't. They don't. When I want that to get out, I want you to get that out of your head. Women don't get married to cheat. That is ridiculous, okay? She could cheat just being in a relationship with you. But nowadays in this generation, I will say this, marriage is more looked at like a business opportunity. There are a lot of benefits from being married, and a lot of people want the benefits, okay? But I don't think anybody goes into a marriage thinking, I'm going to get married just to turn around and cheat. I think it happened due to just maybe her motives from the beginning, But I will tell you, moving forward, I'm going to leave you with some advice, okay? Moving forward, don't carry this into your next relationship. And it is okay to tell a woman no. It's okay to question her. Women love an authoritative man. We love that. We love the dominating personalities. I'm not saying that you can't be dominating and kind. You can be dominating and take care of your woman and be a good. Dominating doesn't mean, it's not this sinister title, okay? It doesn't mean being aggressive and being like, yo, bitch, get your ass over here. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I don't want you guys to think I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, babe, what do you want to eat tonight? I don't know. Okay, we're going here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So you saying for guys like me, because it's more than just me. It's a lot of guys.
Oh, it's a lot of guys
that went through what I went through or going through that right now. So that's the advice that you.
My advice to you is to make sure that you have a healthy balance, not to be the yes man, okay? Moving forward, don't hold on to this. Don't hold on to that. Don't hold on to your past relationship. Move forward. And also know that a lot of times it's hard to move forward and let go of a past situation because we're so caught up in, they did me dirty, they did me dirty, they did me dirty, that you can't even enter another relationship without thinking that she's going to do you dirty too, because you're still holding on to the past. But know that whatever she did to you is coming back to her just like it came to you. You can't lead if you're always saying yes. Leaders don't go with the flow, but it's true. What leader do you know that pleases everybody? That doesn't make them a leader, it makes them a follower. You're giving this person what they want, giving that person what they want, but when you're leading, you're setting rules, you're setting boundaries, you're telling people no. So if you're going to lead in your relationship and you're the man, then lead. It's okay to have, and I'm not talking about being a male chauvinist and you're in charge of this woman and you're telling her to sit down. But as a husband, lead. And she'll be okay with you leading as long as you're leading both of you guys, you're leading yourselves into something that's great for both. But she can't be told yes all the time. And she's not going to tell you yes all the time.
I'm glad that I called in. This is an awesome station. Because like me and thousands of men in America, we all have a mindset. It's not everybody not going to get the picture, but it brings some kind of understanding and some kind of closure to what happened and why it happened, and what I can do moving forward in the future to prevent things. Now, one thing for sure, I'm going to count how many bags she brings in the house.
Don't be counting groceries. Don't count groceries. Don't count them. I would say moving forward, you sound like a really good man, and you made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but moving forward, do right by people, and you're going to meet the person that's going to appreciate you, and they're going to be on time. And relationships in general, they're work. So things are not, I'm in love and everything is smooth sailing either. You're going to have financial you're going to have some financial struggles, or you're going to have situations where one wants some attention, or maybe you're being deprived of sex. I don't know. There's going to be something where you're going to have some kind of struggle, but you're going to find the one that's going to want to struggle through it with you. So don't project. And do you have any advice to any married men out there that have been cheated on, or?
I've been listening, after calling in, only advice I got to do is, make sure you check your closet before you point the finger. Whatever you did in the past, make sure you check that first before you leave or wonder why, you got cheated on or why you feel like good guys from this last. Evaluate yourself. I'm glad I called in. I got the answers I need to help build myself up and become look at things different in life in regards to like saying women dog men out. So.
Well, thank you. I thank you for that. And on that note, we're out. And this is Mike from Nebraska.
Peace.
Bye.